Okay, here we are again today. We are making broccoli cheddar bacon soup. I shredded up about half of a carrot. It's about a cup and a half of shredded carrot. I am going to only use half of this white onion. I'm going to dice it up. Today I am using my pressure cooker for the first time, and I'm very excited. So the bacon was done, I turned it off, and now I am going to grab the pressure cooker. I already chopped up my bacon. I'm going to add a teaspoon or a tablespoon of the unsalted butter. I'm going to use the saute setting, and so I put that on high. I am going to saute the onions and the carrots first. Once I figure out how to actually start the pressure cooker. While the butter starts to get hot, I got my one head of broccoli. I'm going to use all of that. There are 5 of us, and this recipe fed all of us perfect. We each got a good serving of soup, and there was leftovers. So Alex here is going to scoop in the carrots and onion, my big helper. So of course, always rinse your vegetables and fruits. Rinse, rinse, rinse. I'm going to cut off all the stem and just break apart the broccoli into decent sized pieces, not too small, decent enough chunks that they don't just fall apart in the making. Alex is going to take care of the onions and carrots while I do that. I just put the saute to a lower setting because it was pretty hot, so I put it on medium. Apparently, you have to cancel it every time and then reselect your temp and then start it again. That is A-okay. So the onions and carrots are sauteed pretty good. I'm going to add in 1 3/4 cup of vegetable broth. Throw in my broccoli. I turned it back up to high so that it could cook a little faster with the water being in there. Broth. I'm going to stir all that together, get it in the broth good, add in my seasonings. All I added to it was garlic powder, some salt, and some pepper. And then there goes the bacon. I will cover this for about 5 minutes and let the broccoli get nice and tender. I do not speak good to people, so as time goes on, I will get better with speaking in videos. But as I did put 3/4 of vegetable broth again. I added in the cornstarch. I did about a spoon and a half full. And you want to stir that up really good. You don't want no clumps of that starch in your soup. I am using sharp cheddar, and I got 1 pint of half and half. I shredded up 3/4 of the block. It's about a cup and a half, 2 cups of cheese for this. So after I was able to get the lid off, it took a while letting the steam come out and unlocking for me to stir it up. I added in my cornstarch, give it a good stir. I'm just going to put that back up on high and let that thicken up. That smells great. And here I am talking just a bunch of nonsense to the children. As I wait, it did thicken up pretty fast, and so I will add in my half and half. I started off with only about 3/4 of the carton, but I ended up using the whole thing. Give it a stir, and then I will be adding in the cheese. Stir that on up. And then I put the lid back on, and I put it on. It was covered for about another 5 more minutes. And there we go. It was nice and thick, but not too thick. Creamy. It smelled amazing. Again, it was so good. It was so good. So then I covered it back up and I put it on the soup setting. I got my Italian bread. I'm going to make a garlic toast. I would much rather make it at home like this than buy it how they make it at the store. I think it comes out much better. So I cut them into little pieces. I think I got about like 12 pieces, 12, 14 pieces all there. I buttered each side. And then I added on just a sprinkle of garlic salt onto each of them. And then we are going over to my handy dandy skillet. I turned that up to 400 so it could get a nice crisp on it. I think it comes out amazing. I make my toast on here all the time and it's really good. So I toast them, they get nice and brown, yada yada. At this point, I am hungry and I just want to eat. And it is all done. I got my soup bowl and this is the finishing product.